What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Before I talk to you guys about my dungeon here, let's get to Seal and ask you how you doing, buddy.
I'm doing great. I actually just realized that you had a dungeon style going over there. I'm doing good, bro. Supporting the new threads. These threads
Nice.
are undefeated, but as we talked about in text, it's probably going to be the only win that team sees this year. So you might see this full bottle get gone during the
We'll
episode tonight,
we'll
as we
talk
talk
about our
about
rec
actual
leagues
NBA players,
yeah.
and then just thinking, and then we start talking about my team of men that are twice these kids' ages and half the athleticism, and just
Yeah.
beating down bodies. Like our team is literally the other guys, and it's just all the like the 40-year-old rec league guys with broken knees, and it's bad. Our
It's
one guy
crazy.
Wyatt who has bunnies, who's the legit athletic older dude,
Yeah.
fucking like rolled his ankle, and he's already going to be out this weekend anyways. But yeah, he rolled his ankle, couldn't finish the game
Yeah,
last
we'll
weekend.
talk
We
about
won by
y'all's game
yeah,
at the end, but
it was
like
bad.
I
But
watched
hey,
like
hey,
36 of your 40 minutes and didn't even get to, I guess, the good part. So that's pretty
there
crazy.
wasn't a good part. We just ended up with more points at the end of the game. There
I
wasn't a
don't know
good part.
how
There
though. You
wasn't.
guys were down
I
like
mean,
8, but
Connor hit a big shot there. I think that put us up the 2 points, 1 or 2 points. I think we won by one. But nobody scored over 40. It was like 39-38. But
yeah,
we
it was tight.
definitely, besides the Warriors, who always seem to have a nice jersey, they got like flowers. It's dope.
Oh
But
yeah.
we hands down have the best. These pinstripes, the little
Nice.
zagged. It's not straight. It's like the little zaggedy ones
Uh,
with the. These things are nice. I just wish they had the number on the front. None of them
yeah,
do though, but
that'd be cool.
I would, yeah, that would be dope. I think that was an extra like $12 a person though,
Dang.
like per jersey. Yeah, fuck that.
Jeez. All right, so before we get to basketball, let's give a little bit of a shout out because this weekend is College World Series finals, baby, and the Gators are there. Two SEC teams, it's Gators and LSU. The games start
I almost thought
tomorrow.
Wake was gonna sneak it out, bro. I don't know how they snagged that first one. And then
Yeah,
LSU said, "Oh shit, we gotta wake up and beat LSU because they've been fucking disgusting all season. This is gonna be fun.
yeah,
Fun
it's gonna
two
be
games, huh? It's
crazy.
only gonna be a fun 2 games. Go Gators.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But the Gators, dude, I don't know the exact number, so this is gonna be a rough estimate. But they said they were like 3 for 26 with runners in scoring position. And we're undefeated in the College World Series right now. But it's just
Yeah,
because we hit that long
because
ball, bro.
those
Those
three
shots.
came in the top of the ninth and the bottom
Yeah,
of the ninth, respectively. Actually, no, bottom of the ninth and then top of the ninth
right.
against TCU. But
That
yeah, no,
Vanderbilt game was crazy.
they're coming alive when they need to, and that kind of sucks though, because
Yeah.
like that the last one against TCU, it's like fuck. I mean, this could be it, but hey, it's not the ninth inning yet. We're good. We're good, right? Like, yeah, we're good. So you don't want to go in thinking that in the College World Series, like not just the whole tournament, the actual College World Series. You don't want to do that, and especially against the fucking LSU Tiger baseball team
Right.
right now. You can't go down 5-2 entering the ninth inning, or you're just gonna get fucking smashed by their closer, and you're gonna
Yeah.
lose 5-2. So we're gonna have to get those bats jumping early. We're gonna have to not keep guys chilling and run a position. Those stupid 1 out person on third, and then fucking have runners standing on third to end inning.
Yeah.
Those have been the frustrating things, and those aren't going to help us in any kind of way. If we play the way we've played in the eighth, ninth, and 10th inning if needed. If we can do that, just the first 4 innings, these are going to be probably the best games that we've seen in the College World Series since the early 2000s. These
Yeah.
guys can fucking put runs in, and it could end up being a major league fucking run fest. I'm excited to see it. You don't see it a lot in college sports. You see it during the regular season of their, what is it, like 8,050 games that they play. Softball plays like 60, baseball plays like 70. It's ridiculous how many games these
Yeah.
kids play a season. But you see that all the time when they're playing these teams, the teams that Old Dominion's playing, but it's not Old Dominion, and they're 15-3, getting all right, it's the fifth inning, let's just go home, type shit. You're not gonna see. You're gonna, if hopefully it could end up being 15-3 if the Gators don't show up them bats. But hopefully it's going to be a high scoring, fun, and the way these time clocks are going, we could see a lot of action in a little bit of time, which always helps out the American who is ADHD as fuck and can't sit around for too long.
Exactly. It's been exciting. I didn't know that the Gators, I know the Gators are always good because Sully's awesome, but I didn't know we were like win the College World Series good. Usually we host a regional, sometimes make it to a super regional and then phase out. But I didn't know we were number 2 in the nation and have like the best pitching staff and hit the most home runs and just do everything. So that's pretty dope. So I've been watching since the World Series started, and all 3 games have been freaking crazy. Vanderbilt was absolutely nuts. I thought it was over, dude. And because that was really the first game I watched Florida. I had no clue what they were about. I didn't know they were a home run hitting machine. And I'm just watching Vanderbilt. And I remember Vanderbilt is always like the best pitching team. They're always the team that has these couple of like first round. And I was like, fuck, we're screwed. And then
Yeah.
then they said, hey, you wait right here. And then they just kept doing it, kept getting 1-run wins, and it's been really fun. So I'm excited to watch. I'll at least have it on. It'll probably be on my second TV on mute because I mean it's still baseball, but I'll have it on. But it's exciting. So go Gators! I hope we get one.
Yeah, I'm not too confident just because I would have much rather Wake. Again,
Wake's the number
don't
1 team in
know.
the whole nation, bro.
It's bro LSU. I don't know. I guess it's just they were showing clips against LSU and Gators this season. We didn't do too good.
Yeah,
At least in the
they
in the
can
game that
smash
they
the ball,
showed.
dude.
Yeah, yeah, and we have a lot of young pitching. Um, what the fucking the Old Dominion game we had a freshman going out there starting.
Yeah,
I think our Shohei Ohtani is a sophomore.
yep,
Like we have a lot of young guys that throw the boo, and LSU is a team that can hit the fuck out of it. Like Wake
yeah,
Forest, I think with Wake Forest, it would have helped us out a lot. I feel like with Wake Forest, just because our bats can get hot at the right time, and I don't think they're able to go and put too much on the board
right.
and set to separate too much. I feel like LSU could put a 10 piece up in the first inning if they really wanted to at sometimes. So that's why I understand Wake Forest, but I would have much rather Wake Forest just because of that. We can keep the runs up, hopefully. Our pitching is not our strong point at all. Give me Wake Forest, but hey, I'm excited for it. Either way, Florida keeps winning, right? I mean, yeah, we're the second team, but we weren't expected to be the undefeated team going into this. The only
Right.
undefeated team in College World Series. That wasn't expected. I don't think it was expected for us to make it out of the semis. It wasn't expected for us to not have to go to an elimination game, and just all these things. And we're riding a wave, and hopefully we're going to be the first Florida team to ride that wave into a championship this sports season because it's
Yeah.
yet to be done. FAU, no. Miami U, no. Panthers, no. Miami Heat, no. So hopefully he can get it done. Brooks Koepka started it. Hopefully the Gators can finish it for Florida.
Yeah, it's crazy too because I checked in, and again I didn't know anything other than we were just a national seed, which I feel like we always are. So I went on and we lost the very first game of regionals to like Texas Tech or somebody at Texas A&M, maybe I don't know who it was, but we lost, and I was like, oh okay, so it's just the Gators doing their thing, and then we haven't lost since. We
Oh,
got
we
through
did?
the
Okay.
well that was for
The-
regionals, so that was just regular, but we lost
Well,
the very
somebody
first
said
game of
all,
regionals,
but somebody said the all of. That's why I
all
emphasized.
of
Like
the
I was
College
thinking it
World
was regional,
Series.
super regional.
I know
I was thinking
that.
it was regional, super regionals, everything. I didn't
Unless
know
I
that
was
first
maybe
one.
I was watching an SEC tournament or something. Again, I don't fucking know. But we lost like a game that I was like, oh, okay, we whatever, we're all right. And then we've just gone on a tear. We swept through the super regionals like it wasn't a thing, and so it's
Yeah.
been fun. But let's move on to basketball. Basketball is obviously what this podcast is about. The reason I'm in the dungeon is because we decided, as you guys know, it's not Thursday. We decided to wait till after the draft, and because of that, today's chore day. So I have just a shit ton of clothes hanging, drying, because it's dark
Uh,
outside and we don't leave it out. We leave it out in the sun, but when it gets dark, we move it in. So it's filled this room. So I'm in like this little tiny corner that I could fit in. I had to walk through a maze of clothes to even get here. Um,
nice.
but that's why I'm here. I'm too lazy to actually move all that stuff. So, but anyways, the NBA draft, we wanted to wait on that.
Oh yeah, y'all
And
can't really use electricity out in California, huh?
Yeah, why can't we use
Like
electricity?
dryers are just too much electricity.
We don't
I
dry
thought
our
y'all could only use
clothes, bro.
electricity.
We're fancy people that buy the fancy clothes now that have to be cold washed and no fucking dryers and all
Ugh.
this bullshit, dude. You know I'm in a relationship when I'm
Just
hang drying
living the
freaking
life.
clothes.
Hey.
Um,
He's like, we don't even
so-
have a washing machine, bro. We have the hand spinner.
no, we have a
It's like
washer
you want
and a
to.
dryer.
It's like you've never heard of our fucking detergent because we use this shit Elon Musk does. Like I've
But
always
like we don't dry
wondered
jerseys and
what
stuff. Like
detergent. But like, what detergent do rich people use? Because we all know that you can't use detergent, you can't use the dryer sheet, you can't use the cloth softener. Like all that shit's bad. What do rich people use to clean the clothes? I want to know. If you're a rich person that listens
vinegar.
to this podcast, email us at noscrubsallowed@gmail.com and or
I
no,
think
no
it's no
scrub
scrub
sports.
sports at
Yeah, no
gmail.com.
scrub
But I
sports
haven't
at
checked that in years.
gmail.com.
So if you've
Hey,
been
it's on my
emailing us,
phone, and we currently have uh 2,691 unread emails.
oh, so maybe you
But
guys
hey,
have been emailing.
hey, listen, put the subject as washer, and I'll just start randomly searching washer in our email and see if it pops up because I want to know where I've always wondered, like genuinely, ever since I became an adult, as I do my laundry shopping. Well, I haven't since my lovely wife, love you, babe. Ever since I stopped really doing laundry, I've always wondered, like, what do people use? Because I've always been the one to go and look up what the nice one is to use because I don't like when your stuff gets all furled. I wear clothes every day. You wear clothes every day. You want them to feel good on you. I've
We
always
use
wondered.
branch basics. You have to make it at home yourself. Uh,
See,
not even kidding.
I'm
Not even
thinking
kidding.
that, or just they only dry clean. If it's something that can't be
That's
dry
probably true.
cleaned,
That's
they
probably
buy
true.
it for one-time use. Like if they have a t-shirt they wear out and it can't be dry cleaned,
Yeah.
one-time use.
The real rich people
Jerseys,
definitely do
you can
that.
take those in to get them cleaned. You can take them in and get them steam cleaned and stuff, but if it can't be dry cleaned, it's a one-time use and it gets thrown away. That's what I
That's
uh
probably true.
am thinking. But if there is a detergent, it's probably that type shit.
That
They
probably
have
is
the
true.
fucking maid whip it up every week.
We have a dry cleaning in our office. You leave it in this little spot and they'll come get it and they'll bring it to
Does it come out of your check?
no, you have to
It
you still
probably already
pay.
does. I was about to
No,
say
you
it's probably
pay.
like a thing that comes out of your check every week. Y'all just don't realize it
No,
type
so you
shit.
fill out a little card and you like put it in the bag and then your dirty clothes in the bag and then they bring the bag back and they start like a tab for you. So if you do it a lot, you just have a tab and then every like month or so you just like leave your credit card in the fucking thing, I guess. I don't know, I don't use it. Or you write your number probably on the pad or something. And they just charge it and bring it back. I'm not rich enough to need dry cleaning. I don't care about that. We actually dry clean our bed sheets and shit, but it's ridiculous. Um, so let's move on to the
Sorry.
NBA. So
Sorry.
since last week, a lot of shit's gone down. It's been pretty cool. I was like waiting. It was funny because Wednesday got here and the Bill trade had happened. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I was like, man, there's not going to be anything to talk about. Like nothing is going on really in the NBA. That's why I texted you. I was like, we should wait till after the draft. Let's make sure we get something to talk about. And then like right after I sent you that text, things just started popping and there's been all
Yep.
kinds of stuff to talk about now. So that's pretty cool. So let's start with the beginning, I guess, and let's start with the Bradley Beal trade because that really kind of unraveled everything. We talked last week that the Suns were going to waive Chris Paul, but then they didn't waive Chris Paul, and they were talking about all the options that they had. Well, the option turned out to be let's spend more money. They went out, they gave away not only Chris Paul but also Landry Shamet, which is fine. I'm not a huge Landry Shamet fan, but we had to give away him as well and a bunch of second round draft picks. Again, not too big of a deal um, to get rid of Chris Paul. But the reason we wanted to get rid of Chris Paul was for money and depth, right? So we got a guy that's not an expiring contract and that costs more money. And I think it's going to be 3 years because doesn't he have a player option for like 50 mil on the back end of this? Or is that what next year's is?
It might just be because I would think it's just two left.
Gotcha. So it's a player option for 50 mil that they're just like, yo, he's going to take that. Trust us. so, but yeah, so we get
Yeah,
Bradley
he's getting.
Beal. Oh, talk to me about it. I'm upset. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you want you didn't waive Chris Paul, so you didn't have to eat any money from that. You wanted to find a trade. We were thinking best case scenario was that would be packaged with Ayton, hoping some way there was a team that would be willing to eat that money. At the end of the day, there wasn't. But not a fan like I'm a fan of the Suns because you didn't grow up. I don't give two shits really if they're playing the Cavs about the Suns. Uh, but like as just a fan, you can't be too mad that they're taking on an extra 10 million for what they're getting. But now you have to pray that Ayton is the one that gets slated out because we wanted Ayton to be the one to get the Bradley Bill, and then take Chris Paul's money and just be done with.
Yeah.
Like not thinking we could get a Bradley Bill for Chris Paul and Shamit and 10 draft picks. That's crazy. 4 of them are pick swaps, but 10 draft picks overall, plus Landry Shamet, which you have to be happy. Him or Chris Payne. Chris Payne?
Campaign.
Campaign. Him or Campaign. You got to be happy that it was Shamet over Payne, simply because Bill is going to be taking Shamet's spot more. You got to think this guy's going to be playing 38, 42 minutes. So Shamet's 10, 12 minutes are eaten up by Bill there. So you're okay with that. So now we just have to hope and pray that you're able to just get rid of Ayton. We don't need a fucking Burton's fucking deal. We don't need another big contract. Just fucking get rid of Ayton and let us get a couple of these unsigned, undrafted free agents for 200,000, and let's get 10 of them and have 15 people on the bench and have fresh legs the whole game. Because you with those 4, with Booker, with Bill, with Kevin Durant. Wait, who would the 4th one be? It would have been Ayton. Never mind, scratch that. But with those 3, you really don't need more than a defensive guy. And an all defense guy, they're everywhere. They're the 8th through 10th guy on these teams. If you just need a guy that can play defense that isn't going to score, there's a couple of Draymonds out there in the league. You just don't see them play because they're not. If you can't score in this league, you can't play in this league. That's just how it is. Draymond's able to do everything else and literally put 30 points on the board with everything he does, and he's the best at it. That's why he's Draymond, and that's why the other guys are the 8th through 10th people on the thing, and they only get in. And then you're like, yo, they're fucking locking these guys down. Why is he only getting 5-6 minutes a game? Because that's all he does. Like all I can do is shoot threes, and I don't fucking play in my rec league because that's all I can do. If like, you don't play, you'll go in and like Ray Allen play defense, like type shit. So if you can just get these defensive guys, you don't need a guy that can even put up 10 points. I need a guy that can get me fucking 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and a couple blocks. Give me 2 of those, I'm good. Because that point guard that they're going to get isn't touching the ball. He's not coming down with the ball. He may every once in a while to get Devin Booker down the court to be able to set a high screen for somebody, but they're not running the offense in any way. It's going to be in Booker's hands. It's going to be in Bill's hands for 48 minutes of the game, and it's going to be fun to watch. It's just going to suck those 10 minutes that starting 5's not on the court or that big 3's not on the court, and you have to go through the playoffs and shrink that thing down to 7-8 players, and those 4 other guys. It's not looking too great right now unless you can just get rid of Ayton and then take that $30+ million a year to put over 4 guys.
I mean, if we can stay
Bruce
healthy,
Brown was just making so Bruce Brown for everybody that's thinking what type of player are you going to get for under 10 million? Because if you can get rid of that 40 million from Ayton and you can get 4 guys at 10 million, Bruce Brown was just making 6.7. And he signed that contract for the guy he was. He was that guy in Brooklyn. He just wasn't allowed to be. Like so you can get guys, great guys for 10 million, and you can get 4 of them, and that will really help you guys out a lot. It's capable. It's just who the fuck is going to take this big lazy fuck we have in Ayton?
So the issue doesn't seem to be who will take him. The issue is how fucking stupid is probably Isaiah Thomas, because we know how fucking stupid he is, and he's in Matt Ishbia's ear, because they are now saying that they're probably going to keep Ayton because none of the packages they feel like are worth what he's worth. And I'm like, he's literally worth nothing. That's why they're offering you fucking nothing, dude. Like, he wasn't. They let him kind of like half walk right in the last offseason, and the league proved we don't really want him that much. The Pacers threw him a bone probably just to make the Suns have to pay. Like the league said, we don't really want Aiton. So now that we're offering him up, people are calling, people are talking to us, and we're saying they probably want some dumbass Rudy Gobert package or something, and everybody's going, "What has Aiton done?" Like I don't know what they're looking for. They turned down Julius Randle. Again, I've told you on the back, and I don't think I've told the podcast, but like I'm not a huge Julius Randle fan. I don't think that's the right fit for us. But that level of player is more than enough. So if people are offering that level of player, then go get one. Go get the right one, not Julius Randle, but get somebody of that caliber. If you're saying that Julius Randle's not good enough to trade for DeAndre Ayton, then you're wrong. Because he is. He is good enough. He just doesn't fit what we would be doing. So like the Suns organization is still crazy. They don't know what they're doing. And
Would you be okay
hopefully
with
they
that
figure it out.
though? Like if you were to trade him for a Julius Randle, then you haven't covered the main base. You're getting the first and second all day. You're just not touching third or home. Like you're covering the wrong bases there. Like that's not going to help you with depth and getting or Julius Randle, Julius or it doesn't help you with keeping Aiton with the depth. You're going to
No,
have the same.
I get that, but what they turned him down because they believe Aiton's worth more. That's all I'm saying. Like if
That's
somebody's willing to offer that type of stuff, then go get something better.
hopefully they just weren't trying to load up on another contract. Hopefully that's what it
Yeah,
was.
maybe that's what it was. But the Celtics were gonna make some moves. But again, with the Celtics, obviously they signed KP. We'll talk about in a second. But the Celtics were thinking about making a move for Aiton, but they wouldn't have had anything for us, right? Like
Yeah.
Marcus Smart wouldn't have really helped us because if you're getting rid of a center with nobody, I guess Jock Landale could come back, but with nobody, we need depth picks, but we also need somebody big. Which luckily we
Yeah.
drafted somebody kind of big, I guess. But we need to kind of fill Aiton's spot more really than we need to fill Chris Paul's because you can find point guards fucking on the street in the G
Yeah,
League. You
and
can go
there
pick up
wasn't
somebody.
there wasn't a lot of picks in that package either. And like
Right,
with the guys in there, like you could use a Tyus Jones. What are you going to do with a Gallinari?
right.
Even the unicorn the whole thing was for the Celtics to get KP. But even with
Yeah.
the unicorn, he's not going to. I mean, last year this guy I think last year was his best
Yeah, one of his
defensive,
best years.
yeah, defensively. So that could come to be a good thing. But outside of Tyus Jones, I don't think that like there was really anything that would be a good fit for the Suns in that. Um, but it goes to show like the market's active, like it's
Right.
going on. To be able to see Chris Paul get traded twice now, and Ayton not moved at all, it raises some eyebrows. It makes you wonder a little bit, and hopefully there's stuff that's going to come out to fruition. The kid you drafted would be a solid fit in if you are playing the Warriors every game of the season,
Right.
and they decided to go small ball, um, and have him start at the five. But yeah, you've proven that you need a little bit of depth, and I hope it comes. But Bill's great, Bill's good, but at the end of the day, it takes a good 9 men to get through the regular season, and the nine you have is not going to hold up to the top 10% of the league's nine.
Yeah. Like we'll have assuming health, which again, health is not to be assumed with these three people, but if we get the best health season of all three of these people, we'll have games where they'll combine for 110 points between the three and we'll blow a team out of the water, or we'll have these games where they have 90 points through three quarters and get to rest because we're up 25. But when the playoffs happen, that's not going to be the same deal. When you can just come out one time and have hot people, you can win games. So when you got to win 4 out of 7, these teams that are getting better, the Nuggets didn't move at all, really. They fucking were just picking up draft picks for candy. I don't know how these people are trading these things out. They're just like, the Nuggets got more draft picks. And you're like, For what? They're just giving like $50,000 to somebody and they're getting some draft picks. But anyways, I don't know how that works enough to talk about it. But they didn't change
I
anything. They're
don't get
probably going to
I
re-sign
don't
some
get the cash
people.
considerations either.
Then the Warriors are potentially getting better. We'll talk about that in about 2 seconds. The Grizzlies are at least trying to get better. These teams are trying to get better, and when you have to beat them 4 out of 7 times, it's going to be tough, man. So it's pretty nerve-wracking, but the talent is there. I'm not going to turn down that talent. So I'm happy with Beal. As a Gator fan, I'm very happy like with the player Beal. It's just I don't know how he's going to fit with Booker. One of them is going to have to, like you said, adopt a point guard mentality a lot of the times. And luckily Booker's been forced to do that already, so it should work out pretty well.
Yeah.
But they are going to have to do that. So let's move on and let's talk a little bit about the trade we just mentioned, the KP to Boston. I know that we're not now in chronological order anymore, but whatever. We already brought it up, so that's the thing. So Tyus Jones and Marcus Morris or Monty Morris or somebody goes to the Wizards.
No,
And then
Daniel Gallinari.
Danilo Gallinari.
No.
And
No, he
then
went. Yeah, no, I think he went. Yeah. Oh, Cesar went to the Celtics. Oh, are we talking about who went to the Wizards?
yeah, because Tyus went to
All
the
right, so the
Wizards with
Wizards
one
got
other guy.
Tyus Jones, Daniel Gallinari, Mike Muscala,
That's what I was
and
thinking of.
the number 35 pick,
And
which was
then
traded to Chicago,
the
which doesn't matter.
Grizzlies got Marcus Smart and just a pick.
Just Marcus Smart.
Ah, damn, they're stupid. Okay. And then the Celtics got KP and 2 picks.
They got KP, a 2024 first round pick, and then the number 25 pick, which was traded to Detroit this year. They got Marcus Cesar, and he was traded. So they got
The Houston
Kristaps.
guy, Sasser.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they got Kristaps, whatever they got from the Detroit trade, and a first round pick from Golden State next year, which
Wow.
came from Memphis.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff to talk
Bro,
about
isn't that
there.
so? Basketball's the weirdest with that. If you go and look at like the picks,
Mm.
it'll tell you who it's traded from. Some of them motherfuckers will have 7, 6, 7, 8 teams on it.
Yeah,
Like
it'll
it
be
started out
like
with this guy. Then why, bro? It's your pick. It doesn't like why NFL is different. They traded this pick, so for that year, like for that upcoming year, you have their slot, right? That's you trade for their slot. But who fucking knows the next year after that? So they don't know. So that's your pick now. You got their pick. Now that's your pick. And like it was theirs. It's yours. It's your pick. It doesn't ever say it's from you. It'll like have in parentheses original Houston. It doesn't from this, from that, from that, from no. It was Houston's last. It doesn't matter who the fuck Houston got it from before. It was Houston's pick.
yeah, they'll
So,
be like they got the Golden State Warriors pick by way of
yeah.
Memphis and yeah, but so there's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with the Warriors because it's or not the
Sorry.
Warriors. Let's start with the Wizards because it's the easiest one. They're trying to be last fucking place. They're just getting rid of everybody, bringing in everybody. We'll talk about Jordan Poole, I guess, in a second as well. But they're just getting picks. They're getting money. They got the Oklahoma City guy, and they're doing the Oklahoma City thing, right? They're tanking and they're getting picks. I know one, no, I don't know him, but I know of one Washington Wizards fan, and they said this is the most Wizards thing to do to try to tank 1 year too late. Um, because the draft next year is set up to suck. Obviously, there's always
No.
some kid that'll jump out of the G League or jump out of college, but the Wembanyama draft had been known about for years, and they waited until after that to try to tank. So that's kind of funny. But the Wizards are clearly tanking, right? Or are they? I mean, when you get Jordan Poole, when you get Tyus Jones, when you get a few of these guys, what are they trying to do? It's got to be a tank, though, right?
See that this tank word gets thrown around a lot in the NBA. I again, as this very smart Wizards fan said, they're fucking stupid for not trying to do this last year. But I just think this is a reset. It's a
Mm.
shuffling of contracts. It's bringing like Daniel Gallinari is not a cheap vet. You know, he's still got a little bit of money on him. Jordan Poole already talked about just signed a really big lengthy deal in the offseason before getting Superman punched. So like they have Mike Muscala. I think he's not a cheap role player either. So it's not like they're not out there spending money. I just think it's a reset more than it is a tank job. I mean, yeah, you could call it a tank job, but I think this would have to be one of the smartest tank jobs ever, just because of how vetted their starting five is looking to be right now. Usually a tank job is you're trading for draft picks and you're getting these guys up, and oh yeah, let's throw in a fucking crippled Isaiah Thomas on top of this. They're not really doing that. They're getting healthy, vetted guys who can hold their own. Tyus Jones would be really good on a contending team. Jordan Poole, very good on a contending team. Just won a championship last year before he got kind of Superman punched. Not bringing that back. So I mean, I don't think it's a tank job. I think it's them just trying to shuffle and find a new look, see what they're going to be doing, and get rid of the Bradley Bill. They're over the Westbrook, the John Walls. They're bringing in some low key guys and seeing if they can just kind of hit the refresh button and start anew, but not have to have a complete ass of a starting five at the same time. It's respectable, but it's also respectable in the fact that they're going to win 25 games.
Right.
Like Tyus Jones is going to give you his all. Daniel Gallinari is going to give you his all. Jordan Poole is going to give you his all. They're still going to be able to put up at least 100 points a game. They're not going to be the league's worst in points per game. But
They might be the worst
yeah,
defense in the league, though.
absolutely.
Nobody that they are getting can play defense, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Whatever. They
nah.
don't need to play defense.
Maybe. Oh no, I was going to say maybe Julian Phillips, but he got traded to Chicago.
They drafted some good kids, though. We'll talk about them in a second, I guess. The
Yeah,
draft
they
we'll
did.
do a little bit separate. So yeah, I think they're at least, yeah, like you said,
Motherfuckers
getting
got
rid
picks
of
for
the big
days.
contracts and getting rid of all that stuff. So then
And
let's
that too, they have picks for days. Like they have for the
right.
next 6 years, they have so many picks. So I don't think it's a tank job. If it's a and maybe if it is a tank job, they're setting up to suck for the next 3 years. They're gonna say, Cavs, I see you're two in a row, and I'm gonna raise you three.
Just
And they're just gonna
trust the
come out and
process.
just destroy. And then when Wimby comes up on his fucking player option, he's gonna decline. The Wizards gonna get him. Bam! Now they're winning the championship next year. Huh. Let's go Capitals.
Maybe the Wizards are setting up for like a Giannis or an Embiid, a contract that they think is going to go. Now, not that Washington D.C. has ever been a let's go get free agents kind of destination, but maybe that's what they're trying for. Maybe that's what it is. They're going to
That'd
go.
be
We're
hilarious
going to
if they're
see.
out
They're
here
going to
playing
start
chess.
signing all the Antetokounmpos. They're going to go get the Nassus, and they're going to get all these Costas and stuff, and people are going to be like, "What are they doing down there in D.C.?"
They're they're gonna have the last lottery pick next year and get Bronny, or yeah, get Bronny so LeBron comes, and then that's when they're gonna start and be like, hey, we got about 8 more chances next year to get the first overall pick, the third overall pick, and the sixth overall pick. So why don't you two stay around and we'll win about three of these things.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, real quick. Would LeBron
Yeah.
ever be up for the vet minimum? How does that work?
He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, he can sign for it if he wants to.
Oh,
He
I
just have
guess,
to
yeah,
be
never mind.
past like a certain amount of years.
He's past it.
Yeah, he's clearly past it. I think it's like
But never
7
mind.
years. It's not even a lot.
So, but they would never be like, you're too old to ask for this type of money. Like if he's 43 trying to make 50 million a year.
No, because as long as he keeps making all NBA teams, he can make a shit ton of money too. Because that I think is what the max
I
contracts
hate
are
that
based
shit.
on.
They need to do a new CBA and stop with that dumb shit. It was a good idea when it was really media led, but now people are woke.
Yeah, it's weird. So Memphis now we don't really know, but they got Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart helps
Oh,
this
we
team.
know.
It's not even talking like there's not a does Marcus Smart make your team better because he does. Well, no matter what you believe about Marcus Smart, but is he going to be able to be that leader that clearly Memphis needs? Because Dylan Brooks
Yes.
is not there anymore, but he needed a leader. John Morant obviously needs a leader. Um, this team is too young. We saw they were young, they were hungry, they were awesome, they were doing their thing, and then they just got too young. So Can Marcus Smart do that himself and come in there and say, let's whip this into shape?
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that for the first 25 games of the season, which is the dumbest fucking thing in the world,
Oh,
we
yeah, we
both
missed
know
talking about that too.
it doesn't matter. It's stupid. We both know that I love Adam Silver. He's my favorite commissioner of any sport ever of all time, um, which goes to say a lot because David Sterling was my guy. But that was the dumbest thing in the world. But to have a guy that's Marcus Smart, like Tyus Jones would have been viable for 25 games, but to have a guy in Marcus Smart that you know isn't going to take no shit from any starter on that team, doesn't give a fuck who it is, what his name is, how many J's he has in his name, it doesn't matter. You're going to give 150%. We're going to go out here, we're going to win, and we're on our fucking road trips. We're going to handle fucking business and we're going home. None of this cutesy shit. None of this going to the clubs. No, let's go see this bite to eat at this place and fuck that. We're here on a business trip. We're here to make money, get dubs, and go the fuck home. And to start that out for the first 25 games as your starting point guard, I think that's going to work wonders because obviously he's going to move over to the two when Ja gets in there, and that's going to help out a shit ton. I think they're going to be able to steamroll some of these weaker teams just by that 1-2 punch of just grit and how they're both just going to go to the free throw line at least 10 times a game. It's just they're going to be playing with fucking children on the playground. I feel like with that backcourt, they're just stronger, quicker, and smarter than every other backcourt in the league. I don't any back that backcourt right there, Marcus Smart and John Morant, it will destroy any backcourt in the league. I don't care where you put them. Put them on a fucking Mount Everest. They're going to run shit. But to be able to put that camaraderie and off rip for the first 25 games as the starting point guard, that's going to work wonders. I think that's going to turn this stupid, dumb decision on the commissioner's part into a blessing in disguise for the Memphis Grizzlies. And they're going to come out and win way more games than the rec league Memphis Grizzlies are going to this year. And they didn't have to give anything up. They gave up Tyus Jones.
They gave the
That
Warriors
was fine.
pick,
That
right?
was
that was them, or was that the Wizards
yeah,
that
yeah.
gave
That
it?
was
Yeah,
theirs.
so
That was them. But they didn't
they didn't
give.
even have to do their own.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't give up anything. And for Tyus Jones, I mean, that's a guy that was coming up on another payday, and to be able to get rid of that and get Marcus Smart, with way better IQ and probably the contract that Tyus was about to ask for, is a very smart move on Memphis's part. So for them to be able to come in and be like, yo, I don't know what was the other team? Fuck. Who was the
With
first
what?
team with Brogdon?
Oh, Indiana?
Indiana. No.
He was on Indiana, I think, at some point.
Yeah, no, the team, no, the trade that at the beginning of the day. I
Oh, that
forget who it was.
wanted Brogdon?
Yeah, and
Oh,
that got wet feet.
Cold Feet, I think is how you say that.
Oh, cold feet.
But
I don't know. I don't remember. I texted you about it, but
it was the
yeah,
Clippers, right?
I
Was it the
like.
Clippers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, okay.
I don't
I don't know.
remember. But anyways, doesn't matter. But I like they're going to be happy that it fell through. They're going to be happy that they ended up in there sticking their head in, seeing what they could do, and to offer up a pick that's not theirs and a guy that is going to be asking for money here in the next year or two. I think they're going to be very happy with that, and they're still going to be able to do whatever their plan was because they literally didn't give up shit.
Didn't.
They didn't acquire a shit ton of money added on. It was money they were already going to be spending on Tyus Jones anyways. It was a smart pick. I think that's probably one of the sneakier steal picks or trades that I've seen in a really long time. I still
All right.
believe the Luca Trey Young trade was the sneakiest, but everybody think that's one of the most balanced trades of all time. I still
They
think
still say
fucking
that.
Mavs got off.
I don't get it. Um, so of course we do want to get to the draft, so we have a couple more people to talk about, but let's talk a little bit about the Celtics and how Porzingis actually helps.
It doesn't.
Why do you think it doesn't? So he's, in
Williams is
my
still on the
opinion,
team.
he's just a filler between Robert Williams and Al Horford. Like I feel like they
Well,
don't need him to do a lot. I just think they're gonna let Horford and Williams do stuff, and then Porzingis can fill the gaps.
I think Horford's about to call it quits. Um, if he does play this year, I think this is going to be his last year. But we saw there at the end, he can't attack as much as he used to be able to in the paint. He can't get all those boards. When Al Horford had his patented Horford game at the end, there it was what he had 6 threes, I think.
Yeah,
Like it was all scoring jump shots. It was him coming out, setting screens, assisting. It wasn't the him go out and put up 25 minutes and have 20 and 10. Like he's not doing that type stuff anymore. I think that's on its way out. I think Grant Williams is about. Oh no, is Grant gone? No, I think Grant Williams is about to take a step up, and I think he's gonna. I think KP is gonna be a filler with Williams and him more so. Al Horford's still there. I don't think KP is gonna be getting the minutes to where he's going to be able to exploit what he was able to do last year. He's not going to be that guy that they call on outside of their main guy. It was Bradley Bill
right.
and then Unicorn. If that's not going to happen, I don't unless they are to change everything up and Beast and say, Jalen, we love you. We're going to take the pressure off of you. Jason, we love you. We're going to take the pressure off of you. Here's a guy that's going to give you 20 points a game. If he gets the 20, we're going to win because you are going to get yours when you get yours. One of you is going to have 30 with that 20. One of you is going to have 10 with that 20. Sometimes it's going to be different. Maybe sometimes you are both going to get 20. Who knows? But this guy's going to get his 20. If they can do that, then the kid can make a difference. I don't see it. They're going to let Robert Williams eat. He's going to get his minutes if he's healthy. I just don't think it's going to come out to where they want it to. If the Unicorns getting 38, 40 minutes a game, that team isn't. I don't think they're built for that. I don't think he's set up to do what they want them to do. But also, this coach they have is in his second year, and who fucking knows what kind of coach he is yet.
But if he wants him to do if Porzingis is down with this, and he wants him to do the Al Horford role, Al Horford was missing corner threes at the end of last year. Porzingis is going to hit those corner threes. He can play defense better than old Al Horford. Not old as in young, because young Al Horford was better. But the older in age Al Horford can still get up every now and then. But Porzingis is a foot taller than him. He's going to be able to play the defense. Time Lord is going to start at the 5, I think. Porzingis will not, unless they're just saying like, "Hey, we've heard of you. You were a top draft pick. We're gonna put you out there." But Robert Williams, but then he's gonna get hurt, and Porzingis is gonna be needed. So I think if he accepts his role to be like, I'm the guy that is needed at times, like you said, then I think he'll be fine. If he thinks he's DeAndre Ayton, he's gonna come out there and play 40 minutes and be the top scorer on the team, then it's going to be a second coming of DeAndre Ayton. And, well, I guess he came before DeAndre Ayton, but whatever. And he's going to cause some ruffles in the locker room. But
I
I think
mean,
it'll be
what they
fine. I
could
think they'll be
do,
good.
what they could do is to have a nice mixture of him and Robert Williams, give them both around 30 minutes a game, or they could give Porzingis his 35, 38 minutes and tell Robert Williams, be like, listen, we don't want you to have that full workload. We want you to stay healthy all year. Give us 25 minutes of the best Robert Williams a game, 82 games. I want 82 games, 25 minutes a game, and we're not going to lose. And
Yeah.
then Al Horford and Grant will figure out the 4, who's going to start, who's going to replace. We're good that end. Those 48 minutes are going to be covered with them too. But if they're able to let Porzingis be Porzingis
Yeah.
with Tatum and fucking Jaylen Brown, I think it could work out. But to have Grant Williams, Al Horford, and Robert Williams there, that's a lot of minutes to eat up. If they're able to focus on Robert Williams' health and be like, yo, 20, 25
Mm.
minutes a game, give us your best. This guy's going to start. He's going to get 35, 38. We're going to put y'all both on the court at the same time because that'll be the best front court. That's going to be not the best, probably with the way the NBA is nowadays. 15 years ago, yeah. But that's a very, very, very good front court if they're on the court together in clutch time because KP can shoot from anywhere and they both can block your shot there at the end of the game. So that would be smart to have them both out there at the same time. Way better than Grant Williams and Robert Williams. Way better
Yeah.
than Al Horford and Grant Williams. Way better than Al Horford and Robert Williams. So
Yeah.
adding that fourth guy could help out. It just depends on how they're going to play them and what's going to suit for them And the way they've been with the whole Robert Williams and Grant, the physicality and all that stuff, if that's what they go to and put KP on the back shelf, this could be a dumb trade
Yeah,
on their
it could
part.
be, but I don't think it hurts them. They'll be fine. They weren't gonna do anything. They lost to the Heat. They weren't gonna win a championship.
Losing, you know just as well as I do how, I mean, on paper it's not bad, but Marcus Smart out of that locker room is
Yeah.
going, if they're not going for a championship, if it's not working right at the beginning, you already know there's going to be those murmurs of those kids in there. Man,
Well,
we
that's
got
why
rid of
they wanted
Smart
to
for
get rid of
this.
Brogdon instead. That's 100% why they
Yeah,
wanted to get rid of Brogdon. But then when they
like
were like, "We got to do what we got to do." All right. So
if
the
that
last
shit doesn't
thing,
work out,
yeah,
that's
the
going to be
last thing
toxic.
before the draft is Chris Paul to the Warriors. Um, Obviously we said for Jordan Poole, but I do have a lot of Warriors friends because I'm in California. None of them get it. So what is it? Why do the Warriors want Chris Paul? What is it about Chris Paul other than just like he's Chris Paul? But with his basketball skill, how does that fit into this Warriors team?
Well, one, chemistry wise, we all could see with anything that Jordan Poole did, Clay hated. Anything he did, Clay hated. Then we hear about the whole thing with Draymond. So we just knew that a lot of people knew, just get through the season, we'll figure it out. Draymond over this kid all day, every day. Then we start hearing murmurs. Oh, he's with LeBron in Spain. We all knew Draymond was a bum dick writer. We all knew it. But
Yeah.
now he's with LeBron in Spain. Now we're all like, wait, are they going to choose this little mustache kid over Draymond? They quickly answered with a, yeah, fuck that. And to be able to get Chris Paul, I mean, who else were they going to get? They're not able to take on a huge contract. Chris Paul's now
Right.
isn't a huge contract. It's a big contract, not Bradley Bill's. You know,
Right.
it's not Kristaps. Actually, it's not Kristaps'
It's not even
contract.
Jordan
You
Poole
know, like
contract.
yeah, it's not Jordan Poole. So like it's a decent one to acquire, and what you're getting is a guy who against the Kings is gonna say, slow this fucker down. Let's slow this down. He's gonna have the answer. Where their answer at all times, their almighty Steve Kerr, is run, set picks, shoot. Enter smart play here where we run set picks, open up, shoot. Well, what Kerr's starting to find out now that these shooters aren't in their prime anymore, these shots ain't falling as much as they historically were in the early years. So now they're going to have to start slowing it down, where they're going to have to start settling. They're going to have to start doing these plays. They're going to have to command the offense. Wouldn't you want the guy they call the fucking point guard to help with that, even if he's not start playing 30, 40 minutes a game? You want that on your bench. You want that in your locker room. You want that in your meetings. And who the fuck doesn't want to see this kid get a ring? I would hate to see it with the Warriors, but at the end of the day, that's his best bet right now. Um, Outside of LeBum, but we all knew that would have hurt Chris's legacy more than anything. But I like it. He gets to go back to the West Coast, where I'm sure he has a house 4 hours away down south.
Probably has a house in
L
every state now.
Yeah,
Well, not
probably. But you know,
necessarily.
he's definitely has one. Yeah,
Yeah.
down in Southern California. It's 4 hours, right? From there to there.
Mm, 6 probably.
Damn. That's a long ass state, dog.
It is. And
It
San
takes me
Francisco's
about
not
three and
even
a half
like not even half. It's like
top.
a little bit halfway. Sacramento's even further.
Damn. That's crazy. It takes like, I think it'll take probably 4.5 hours to drive all the way through Florida. Like
No,
get
not if you
to
went
start the
up.
Keys.
If you go to
Keys
like
don't count,
no,
dog.
no, no. But if you go to Jacksonville and then over to like Louisiana, that would take a long
No,
ass time.
no. Yeah, no, I'm just talking about long.
Just up to
That's
Georgia.
cheating.
Yeah.
Trying to add the panhandle. Yeah, from like Yulee down, because Yulee's like right there. You could at Georgia. So Yulee down to right where the Keys start, right there when you get off of Miami to go to US one.
Right.
It's probably about, I'd say about 4.5. And you're saying 6, and you still can go 45 minutes down to Mexico. and then another hour and a half up to Oregon for Washington,
So
whichever
let's
one's
see.
first.
Crescent City, California looks like it's at the highest
That's
point.
crazy.
So from San Diego to Crescent City, California is 13 hours and 33 minutes.
Holy shit. That's
all
insane.
in California, all on the US one or the PCH or whatever the fuck they call it. Not you,
That's
California
insane.
one. 13 hours, man.
Holy shit. That's insane. And that's a hell of plane flight too.
That would get us to like London, bro. Like we could go
Oh
all the
yeah.
way to
By the
another
way,
country.
American, can we just keep like we've been putting people in the air? Seems like forever now.
We keep people
Let's
in
not
the air.
start trying to put these. Yeah, let's not put them in the ocean. That's all we're saying. But anyways, that's all it does really. I don't think Chris Paul at what 38 years old now is in the guy who's going to come out and help. What the fuck is he going to do starting? He's not going to start on that team. So he's going to come out, play backup, slow down the offense when he needs to, pick it up when he needs to because he's only going to be playing 25 minutes a game. That's going to take off a lot of pressure because on the Suns, he was relied on to command the offense. If he doesn't have to command the offense because Steph Curry is the offense, and then he can go on the second team and he's able to sit down with Coach Kerr in that office 3-4 hours a day, talk ball, that's going to help that team out a lot. They weren't too far off from from beating the Nuggets. They just weren't able to get it done. Like
They
it's
didn't
just
play the Nuggets. They lost to the Lakers.
yeah, not the Lakers. My bad. But but they weren't too far. They had chances. It's just at the end there, it just got too far. It's like
Well,
those games that you look back on. Every single one of those games was one you look back on. You're like, that was the moment right there where this should have happened, that could have happened, and would it be a completely different story. So to be able to get a Chris Paul on that team, it's going to help out and to pretty much free up a lot of animosity, a lot of locker room drama. That's going to help out volumes too. He said
I
they
mean,
didn't lose to the
that's
fucking
a
Nuggets.
good scenario, but there's a lot of ifs there. There's a lot of we don't know if Chris Paul wants to come off the bench. We don't know if he wants to allow somebody else.
This is the perfect team, though, right?
Sure, but the Denver
The
Nuggets were the
backcourt
perfect
Steph and
team for Allen
Clay.
Iverson to come off the bench too, and he didn't feel like doing that. So, like, some
That
people just don't
motherfucker.
want.
Don't put Denver AI ever in a 38-year-old CP3 category ever the fuck
Some people
again.
don't want to come off the bench. Is all I'm saying.
You hear me? Hey, but Denver AI wasn't coming off. Denver AI wasn't coming off of no bench now, and he's like 52.
So, but
Don't
the
do
thing
that.
is, the
And you're running
Warriors'
around with
best
Melo. Who wouldn't?
the Warriors' best player is Steph Curry. That's obvious. Steph Curry is at his best when he's running around like a fucking whirling dervish and doing all kinds of crazy ass shit. If Chris Paul's in there running point guard, Steph Curry is not doing all that. It's way slower. It's way less. Now, can he come off a pick and shoot a three? Obviously, he does that all the time. But it's because he runs around for 20 seconds that he gets these stupid shots in the first place. So if your scenario works perfectly and Chris Paul says, hey, in crunch time, let's keep the best crunch player off the floor on the bench so that your actual best player can do the plays that he has to do, then sure. But when he says, I'm the best crunch time player of all time, I'm going to get the ball. I'm going to hold the ball for 18 seconds. I'm going to shoot a mid-range elbow jumper, and nobody knows where Steph Curry is on the floor, then there might be a little bit of a clash, and it might not work.
I can see it now. This is the Warriors offense with Chris Paul and Steph Curry running around like he does right now. You ready? Chris Paul, bouncy, 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 bouncy. We see him do this all the time. Just pass it on Steph. Whoop, no look. 3. That's every next possession. Bouncy, bouncy. That's all it's gonna be. If Chris Paul, he's just gonna stand there and do a little fake
And
pass.
just wait. Stick his butt in your face.
Yeah. And just dish it. It's just gonna be a lot of Chris Paul standing there But him and Kerr are going to be talking all week about everything they're doing on the court. He's just going to be there to pass it to him. Oh, you
It's
couldn't see
possible.
anything I was doing with the ball, could you?
No,
That was
but I
worthless.
could see your face, and that was worth it.
All right.
So now that we have like 5 minutes left in the podcast, let's get to the draft. The
Woo!
draft went essentially as planned. We don't have to talk
Draft
about
doesn't
Victor
matter.
Win. If you want to hear about Victor Wembanyama, just turn on the fucking TV. If you haven't heard about him now, then too bad. But
It's going to be a
Brandon Miller
bust.
went
No, I'm kidding.
second. Brandon Miller went second to Charlotte, and Scoot went third to Portland. Which team is going to get the better 10-year career, 15-year career out of this, in your opinion? Out of
Brandon
those
Miller,
two.
if he would have went to Portland, I still think it's going to be Brandon Miller.
So you think that I was actually trying to ask, I must have asked it wrong. Which team out of Portland or Charlotte like will be happier in 10 years with the draft pick that they made?
Portland, because Charlotte's going to get rid of Brandon Miller in like 3 years.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
and then he's going to go to be an all-star every year. And Portland's going to be like, ha, dumbasses. And Scoot's not probably going to be an all-star in like 3 years. But he's going
Scoot's
to be
not
a
going nowhere.
he's going to be a really, really good player. He's going to be a really, really, really good culture guy in Port. Like that's a match made in heaven. Portland Trailblazers and Scoot Henderson is a match made in fucking heaven. That's going to be great for them. They got a Dame 2.0 as far as like charisma, grind, work ethic, and just like Dame doesn't smile. We all know Dame for that stank face.
Yeah.
Scoot likes to smile now. Scoot likes to joke around, but we all know that face, that Scoot in between them lines, that face doesn't change. And he's a Dame 2.0 in that aspect. And if they're able to retain Dame, that'll benefit Scoot a lot. I honestly feel like Adam Silver called Charlotte and said, "I know y'all just sold the team. That money ain't y'all's. All right. Y'all just lost. You just spent how much? $3 billion. All right. Let me give you like $2 million under the table, and you take Brandon Miller because the West cannot have a Dame Dollar and Brandon Miller next year. Can't happen because that's just another duo off rip. Now we have a big two. Automatically, there's a big two in Portland. Automatically, and then their five still. Don't tell me Nurkic.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's go. I'm getting so good at this. All right. So like them three, that's solid. Like that's solid. That's gonna get them into the playoffs every year with them three. Every year, starting next year, they're going to be in the playoffs. I think Adam Silver was like, "Yo, listen, dog. The West, that would suck. Like, what the fuck is the East gonna do? Have the same 3D teams talking to each other while any team in the West has to face up against Joker? Like, come on, what is that? Like, we can't have this happen." And look what happened. Look at the
I
Charlotte
don't know.
fans were shocked, were mad, were pissed off. Where's Michael Jordan when you need him? Look at Miles Bridges. What are we doing? And everybody in the NBA is like, hey, look at Vegas. They knew it was going to happen. Yeah, because
They
somebody
didn't.
got word that the day before is when the numbers changed.
Yeah.
Nothing at the combine, nothing in any trade talks going on with teams trying to come up and steal. No. Just the day on Wednesday, people woke up and realized Scoot was probably going number 3 for some reason. And what did we talk about a month ago? There was no fucking way with what Miles Bridges did that this organization will do this. And that's what everybody said until Wednesday, June 23rd, 2023, when the commissioner sent 22nd, 23, when the commissioner sent a check to Charlotte and told them to draft Brandon Miller. I promise you.
This will
But
be an
Brandon Miller's going
ESPN
to be the
30 for
better
30
player.
in like 20
Brandon
years.
Miller could be an all-star starting next year. I don't think what people realize is this kid is automatically going to be more physical than 25 of the guys guarding him. The way this NBA is set up, He's going to have a problem with 3 or 4 guys the whole season. And guess what? Ain't none of them motherfuckers in his division. So for 20 of those games, he's going to murk. He's going to go off. He's
Bridges
going to
can
be the
shut him
rookie of the
down.
year. If Wembanyama wasn't Wembanyama, Brandon Miller would be the rookie of the year. Except his 20 points a game aren't going to matter because Wembanyama is going to be putting up 24 and 10 every fucking game.
So, not for nothing, and we're not talking because we're so short. We're not going to talk about how good teams can be in the future. We'll
I'm
talk
6
about
foot
that.
tall. What are you saying?
We'll talk about that in the future podcasts. But it's not for nothing. Miles Bridges is eligible to play basketball again, starting game 1 of this season. He was on a tear before he got suspended. He was playing good. So if you get LaMelo Ball, a good Miles Bridges, and Brandon Miller, hey, Charlotte could make a little bit of a noise. So that's kind of
Is
cool.
he still under contract?
Yeah.
Ew.
But so in the Portland
I don't
scheme
even
of
know what
this,
that kid did, and I'm saying ew.
I love Scoot. I love Dame. But and I know that basketball is changing, but can you really, really, truly run a game with 2 6'2" guards out there at the same time trying to ball? Yeah. How, man? They tried it with
Cavs did it.
McCollum's a little taller, and they tried it with that, and it wasn't working. They couldn't do it when it counted.
The Cavs did it. We won a championship. Dellavedova, Kyrie Irving. Ever heard of it?
That wasn't
No,
with
I'm
2
kidding.
guards running. LeBron was running the
I
show.
know Dellavedova plays. I know. Dellavedova and Kyrie played like 10 minutes together on the court. I'm kidding.
But
But
like,
I
it's so
mean,
crazy.
no. If those 2 guards are able to shut down the backcourt, if they're able to outperform a backcourt, and that's the thing about Scoot. I feel like he's always known he's 6'2", and he's more than likely going to be viewed as a off guard. He's going to have to guard those 6'5", 6'6" guys. I feel like that's another reason he wanted to go the G League route so he can show, like, yo, and he's one of the first guys to start going the G League route when possible. So, which means he's one of the first 18-year-olds to be able to play against all the 23 to 30-something-year-olds that are in the G League. He's playing against grown-ass men, and he's looking like he's playing with high schoolers defensively. And he's 6'2". So I don't think that takes the height out. I mean, if a 6'8", 240-pound guy is lining up at the 2, and he has to guard him because the 3, 6'8", 270 pounds, and then the 4, 7 foot, and the 5, 7, 5 in Wembanyama, yeah, he might give up a couple layups and some fouls driving to the lane here and there. But for the most part, he's going to be able to hold his own against any 2 guard in this league, any 3 guard in this league, really, when you start talking about outside of Giannis. He'll give Jimmy Butler fucking hell. He'll give Aaron Gordon some fucking hell if he had to guard Aaron Gordon. Like, he is 6'2" on paper, but 6'8" on the floor. Like,
All right. I hope so, because I love
Dame.
Scoot. I watched him play against Wemby in that weird little showcase thing,
And
and
he was making sure,
he was
bro,
doing some things, bro.
he's like, I'm the number 1 pick. If
Yeah.
I'm 15 inches taller, I'm better than him. And he was showing. If he was
Yeah.
15 inches taller and 7'5", he's probably better than Wembanyama.
Maybe. I loved the comment that they asked Wemby if he needed to bulk up, and he said, "Why don't you tell everybody else to skinny up?" I was like, "All right, that's cool. At least he believes in his skinniness."
Oh, no.
He's like, "You
He
never
probably
ask anybody else if
tries.
they need to skinny up."
He did.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah.
probably does try. Dude's probably got a metabolism like a fucking racehorse.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we know that this is basically a 3-pick draft is what it was. The top 3 was, well, not shifting around because Wemby was first, but the top 3 was all that was talked about. You had the Thompson twins, and we'll shout them out in a minute, unless you want to pick this for your person. But give me a not out of those top 3, somebody that you're looking at as like a sleeper rookie of the year if like Wemby turns an ankle, hopefully knock on wood he doesn't, pulls a Chet in the offseason or something like that. Who's a sleeper to get like rookie of the year or all rookie first team or something like that that's a little later in the draft?
Yeah, Jamie Jacquez Jr. the
That was
UCLA
my
guy.
guy.
Are you
Let's
serious?
go. Yeah, we agree.
My dog.
Let's go.
Yeah, bro, he's gonna be able to come out and make an immediate impact on a team that had to rely on Kevin Love and Duncan Robinson,
Yep.
at that position. Immediate impact out there, and he's gonna fit in with that culture, that swagger, that Jimmy Butler grit. He's perfect, for that. When I saw the the next available Miami up to pick or best available Miami up to pick, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a no fucking brainer.
Yep.
If they don't go Jacquez, this is stupid. And they did. They're smart. It's Pat Riley, best exec ever. Obviously, they're going to make the smart pick and agree with me because I'm a smart expert. So are you, since you agreed. But yeah, you just see the pieces that he was putting in, on UCLA's run, and you can just see everywhere that he's going to be able to fit in, and everywhere he could have fit in this year. His run with UCLA plug him into Miami, and they maybe win one more game against the Nuggets. No, winning the chip, but because of this kid. But he's going to be able to help that team and help that team grow. And if Wemby for whatever reason had to sit 30 games, I could definitely see this kid because they're going to be in the playoffs. He's going to have a huge role. He's going to be starting, and he could put up decent numbers. And yeah, he could definitely end up sneaking in there as the rookie of the year. He's definitely going to be all rookie, I feel like, the all rookie team, but he could definitely sneak in there as a guy to win rookie of the year outside of the other two, the other guys, if Wimpy was to go down. Yeah. Now you're looking.
No, so yeah,
We
so
can agree.
well, no, we do agree, and he's my pick. But I was trying to pick somebody else, and I found a guy. But first off, I wanted to say that I was going to pick Julian Strother because he's going to be a fucking stud. He gets to get traded to Denver and play with Jokic. The issue is going to be he's going to get 7 minutes because that team is too stacked. He's going to have to trade with Bruce Brown and Christian Brown and all these other guys. But Strother is going to have wide open threes and he's going to shoot like 45% from them. And so he's going to average like 12 or 13 points just because he doesn't get enough minutes. But I just keep a lookout for him. But the guy that I'm picking as like just so we can pick two people and talk about them. Derek Whitehead for Brooklyn. This guy is going to get to come out here, and we saw Spencer Dinwiddie is fine, right? He's okay. He's not the future, and Derek Whitehead is a player that can come in and be a true point guard right away and feed Bridges, the guy who needs to be fed, and let Dinwiddie do whatever it is he does somewhere else or off the bench like he needs to do. But he can find Bridges, he can find Seth Curry, he can move the ball around. So I think he's going to be a sneaky. There's not really point guards, right? That's going to be on the all rookie team. We have the center, we have the forward, we have Scoot, who you already said is probably going to be called an off guard. We need that guard, and I think Derek Whitehead's going to just be that guy, and he's gonna really move the ball around and be awesome. So look out for him. They're going to probably be a 6 to 10 seed again. So I think he's going to be able to be on TV and do some things and look good.
I agree. I like that pick. So I just want to get your thoughts on a really good guy who didn't need to fall, and I think he fell to the right team. And if they didn't have every other young fucking stud on the squad, I think he would have a chance to really do some damage. But Cam Whitmore, one, why the fuck was he the 20th pick? And two, do you think he's going to be able to turn out and actually be something in this league?
um, yes to the second question for sure. I guess like the Rockets have too many, like you just said, too many young guys that think they can score. Jalen Green's already doing that, doing his thing. KPJ's already doing his thing. Amin is going to go out there and do his thing. So Cam's probably not going to get to be that first like stud right away. He might be a second team guy, as in the second team he goes to, not second team all rookie. He might be the his rookie contract is up and he hasn't done much on the Rockets. Maybe he deserved the 20th pick or whatever, and then he gets traded or he walks and he goes to this role that's better suited for him and he takes off. I can see him being that type of player. Kind of a Brandon Ingram in New Orleans situation. Not that he's bad in LA, but then when he goes to New Orleans, he gets to show off what he can do. I think that's kind of where Cam Whitmore's looking to do. It's just the fit isn't great where he's going to be right now. He's an undersized forward, and the Rockets don't play actual basketball. So we'll see if Ime can make them play actual basketball. But it's going to be tough for him, I think, in his first couple of years. But if they either form a real team or they send him off to go play for a real team, then I can definitely see him having a good career. But I don't know why he fell so far. So like when it got to where 17th seed or 17th pick, I was like, one of these fucking good teams are going to get him. That's when
You
I texted
texted
you,
me.
was when the Lakers were up, at least in my hand. I said he fell to a fucking good team because I thought either the Lakers, Heat, or Warriors were going to get him, and none of them did. So he went back to Houston again. So I guess he didn't get drafted with the good team that I was thinking, but I thought it was going to be perfect for him. But that's the type, like if he can just rough out his rookie years and then go to a Lakers, Heat, or Warriors, I think he'll be a baller.
I agree. I agree.
Poor guy
All
got
right,
dropped though. Sad day.
yeah, one more question. Derek Lively the second to Dallas. That's, in my opinion, a day one hammer jammer now that they got rid of Bertans. Christian Wood not going to be on that team again. For them to get such a dominant big man so quick, what do you
I
think?
don't know too much about him. Like I saw
Oh,
his
word.
name during the draft, but like I don't even know what team he played. Like what team was he on?
Duke.
Okay, like I
He
didn't.
didn't. Yeah. He wasn't. He didn't really do shit. He played
Well,
like
Duke didn't really
like
do shit, weirdly
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
So yeah, I
But
didn't know
yeah, no,
much
he was
other
a
than just the name.
5-star guy. He's a big dude. He's 7'1". Just does that help Dallas? They're trying to retain Kyrie. They're literally a season out of almost winning a championship. Not almost, but having the shot at winning a championship. Do you think like that helps them get over a hump at all? Like to have a team that was in the Western Conference Finals and to be able to get a top 10 pick and then they trade it back. But to get a decent pick, the lottery pick, right? Still.
Yeah, lottery is just before the
Yeah, oh yeah,
playoffs, right?
duh. The Jalen Brunson. I forgot about all of that. That's right, they did. They still got the pick. I forgot about all of that. But yeah, but to be able to have that and keep that and $750,000 fine to get this guy. Yeah, we gotta hope he does good. I just saw that they literally that could be a piece for them. They needed a big man. Getting rid of Christian
They
Wood, that
did.
offensive guy didn't seem to work out. This big 7'1" guy from Duke, all McDonald's American, whatever the fuck it's called in high school, 5-star recruit. It's got to be good. I know you hate Dallas, so I was figured your response would be fuck them. That's the only
I
reason I
mean,
asked.
no, I truly don't care, and because I don't care, I didn't look into it. So that's why I don't know much about him. Um, I thought that they were the obvious team for our guy, who we'll talk about now, Taylor Hendricks. I thought they
Yeah,
would
that
want
would have been
Taylor
sick.
Hendricks. I thought Dallas was going to say that's our dude. And one pick before Dallas, which again they traded down after this, but one pick before they were supposed to pick, UCF's Taylor Hendricks gets drafted. We have a season that he gets to come in as a rookie without Lowry Markkinen, right? Because he's going to be doing his military shit for the whole season, right?
No,
I
it's
think.
no, it's the
Oh, it's done.
summer. He
Oh,
was
I
going to
thought it was a
fulfill it
whole
during the
year.
summer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a whole year. So
Nah.
anyway, so Hendricks will get to come in beside Lowry Markkinen, which is even better. I thought he was going to get to do the like take his place for a little bit and learn and then get to play. So this is a crazy fit. He gets drafted. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't know shit about the guy in Dallas. I don't care. But Taylor Hendricks is heading to Utah. with a star-studded lineup. Neither one of us really like Colin Sexton. I like him more than you, which is funny because he was on your team
He's
at
on
one
the
point.
trade block, little dumbass. He
But,
just sucks.
Well, the issue is they don't have a point guard if they get rid of him. Like they
And
don't.
I would tell him to his little short face. I would
Is
look up at
Clarkson
him at
gonna run
6'1". Oh,
But yeah, so they right now,
I
as
don't
it
know. He's on the
stands,
trade block.
they have Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, Lowry Markkanen, Taylor Hendricks, and Walker Kessler, which is a crazy young, crazy good Colin Sexton notwithstanding. Actually, Jordan Clarkson retired, didn't he? No, that was Lou Williams. We'll shout him out later, I guess, too.
Bro, Jordan Clarkson only like 28, dog.
They're
Calm
the
down.
same player to me. They're the same player. But
Yo, Lou Will?
nah, Sweet Lou's my guy.
Bro.
But anyways,
This man like
back to
Lou
Taylor
Will.
Hendricks. Taylor Hendricks gets to go to a great team, or a great spot for him, not a great team. And it's going to be cool because I want Taylor Hendricks to do awesome. He's the highest drafted guy from UCF. We're obviously UCF guys, but
they got a team, bro. So Kelly Olynyk's not on the team.
It works so fucking perfect for him, right? Because Lowry's going to be the star. Clarkson can light it up whenever you need him to. They just need him to be the 3-and-D guy that he is. Like that's what he wanted to be.
So Lauri Markkanen, they still have Chris Dunn too. Ochi Ugabuga, who a stud.
We know he's a stud. I watched him in summer league.
He got outshined by Lauri Markkanen, but fucking stud. That team. So literally, I don't even think they're going to need like a big star in 2 years. No. Like if this team is able to gel, if they're able to get rid of Colin and find a guy that's able to come in and actually gel and not have to put up a shot. He's me at 15 years old when JMO wants the chair. He doesn't want the black hole. He wants the chair. But Colin Sexton has a vert and quickness and vision that I do not. But
and a weird little front rat tail.
But Chris Dunn, he's straight. Isn't It's so stupid. I would never do that. So yeah, we're a little different. But yeah, no, adding Taylor Hendricks to this squad, I think that they know what the fuck they want to do, and they want to go big. And with their starting five, whenever they're able to figure out who their center, like actual center, is going to be, if it's going to be Lauri, if they're going to put him in the 4, if they're going to put Taylor at the 3 and put Ochi at the 2, and whoever the fuck at the 1, that's going to be the tallest, quickest, fat. Like that is going to be a freak team. Even if you want to put fucking Gorgie Dang at the 5. All of these guys are going to counteract that and still be the quickest. Like, they're just freaks. Ochi's a freak. Fucking Taylor's a freak. Lauri's not really a freak. He's white. But he's amazing.
But he's 4 and white, so it's different.
I know.
And if Clarkson has to play the point, Clarkson is 6'5". He's kind of white too. He can play the point. I think Clarkson's just light skinned.
Clarkson. I love Jordan Clarkson. I wish this Jordan Clarkson was on the Cavs back in the day. I'd probably have a Clarkson jersey. But he was fresh off of the Lakers, getting bullied by Kobe. You know, he was on that. He was a simp? Not a simp. I don't know. He was scared. He was a scared little puppy when he came to Cleveland. He went from Kobe to LeBron. He wasn't mentally ready for either.
No, but I'm excited for Hendricks, man. I think it's a perfect spot because at UCF he was asked to do too much, and so when I watched the UCF games, I was like, Hendricks ain't that dude. He's not able to do all that. But now he's just gonna have to be 3-and-D. And he's gonna be.
We were both talking about before we knew we didn't have any first round picks. We were like, shit, maybe he could fall to us, and we both looked it up and we're like, wait, he's a projected top 10 for why?
Yeah, right.
We didn't see it. Like,
if he just has to get rebounds, play defense, be the hustle man, he can do all that stuff. It's when they were making him bring the ball up and try to be a superstar. He wasn't ready for that. So is there anything you wanted to say about the Cavs and their draft?
Actually, I love it. I didn't think about it at first. We could have got Keontae. Didn't need Keontae. You know what we needed? You know what we needed, Travis? We need a
Small
fucking
forward.
6'8" guy that could fill in the 3. That's not named Careless Levert. Yeah, I
Careless
said it right
Levert.
the first time. I like that. I just came up with that when I accidentally said it. But I don't mind if this is the fucking process 2.0. If we can get Amani Bates to be half of the kid he was supposed to be going to Memphis before his injuries, I'm so down. He went to Eastern Michigan, and the fact that he was able to go into a system and buy in and not go out there trying to get 50 points a game and going out there and being a team player, being a basketball player, if we can get that guy, he's an immediate starter on that team. There's no way with his ability on the basketball court that he's not going to be able to look at Dylan Windler and Seti Osman and not start. Like he's not going to be able to not fight them and beat them out in camp. Not Rudy Gobert and Draymond fight him, but he's not going to be scared to go out there and compete, fight them, and give his effort. And if he's able to transition that talent that it's in him. It didn't leave him. He's gotten injured. Now that he's not at Eastern Michigan, and no shot on Eastern Michigan, but I doubt that they have the abilities to take care of this kid's body the way the NBA teams are. So when he's able to get under that care, able to bulk up a little bit, maybe get another 10, 15 pounds of muscle, another 10 pounds of fat on him, bulk out that body a little bit, get up to 210, 220, and be a grown man. If you like basketball, there's no way you didn't need a TikTok or a Facebook. You would just see these basketball people, JJ Redick, talking about this kid on his podcast, going to look him up on YouTube. This kid's a nasty dude. Like he is a fucking freak. And I wasn't even thinking about him being in the draft, honestly.
Yeah,
Right when
I
I
didn't
was
think
watching,
about
I
it.
saw Monty Bates. And baby girl said, "Babe," woke up, "Babe." I let out a little, "Let's go, babe." And then I saw Keontae Johnson after. I was like, he's about 3 inches too short. Would have been cool, but wouldn't have done shit for my team. But I'm excited, dude. If he's able to get back into it, I don't want a guy that's going to sell tickets because of Monty Bates is on the team. I don't give a fuck about that. I want another one of these. I want to have 2 of these on my wall, I don't give 2 shits about the guy selling tickets, selling jerseys. I'm gonna get one, obviously. But I'm not getting it this year. I'm not gonna be that stupid. If I get a jersey, it's gonna be Spider this year. I'm not gonna be dumb. But yeah, I hope to get this kid's jersey. I hope that he turns into what he was projected to be. He was the number 1 overall touted high school basketball player
Yeah.
at one point in time. And
Over
we got him
Zion.
with
I think
yes.
it was that
And
year,
we got
right?
him.
That freshman
Yeah.
rookie.
We got him at the 49th pick in the NBA draft. That's absolutely insane. That, as you were talking about, is Cavs drafts luck. Post. And that's Isaiah Austin. I am so sorry that you weren't able to play basketball, but fuck you again. For real. You were supposed to be the guy. You weren't supposed to be Anthony Bennett. But anyways, it is what it is. But ever since then, I think the Lord's been blessing us with these drafts here and there, and we got Amani Bates. But yeah, I saw a video the other day with Isaiah Austin when they did that whole the NBA picks you. Should have been the Cavs.
Yeah.
Should have been the Cavs. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with our pick. Our guy is shades of Aaron Gordon. He's supposed to be our Aaron Gordon, and that's who destroyed us in the playoffs. So I guess if you can't beat him, you go out and you get somebody that's supposed to be similar to him. So if he turns out to be that, that'd be awesome. But it's weird because he shoots 36% from 3, which is pretty good, and then 67% from free throw, which is not good. And usually, if you can shoot, you can shoot from anywhere. So I don't really understand what's going on there. But hopefully they get a little tweak in there and he starts hitting free throws. Because if he can't hit free throws, he's not
Maybe.
going to be able to play in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, and it won't
Well,
matter.
listen. He was a one and done at Dayton, right?
No, I don't think so. He's
Oh
23
shit.
years old. He's a full-on
Oh, well, then I can't call it
man.
because I had the perfect excuse for him because I was going to say if he was a one and done. He's from Belgium. Maybe him and the fucking college basketball just didn't get along. It'll be okay.
He did transfer to Dayton, so he was with Georgia Bulldogs, and that never goes well. So he went to Dayton apparently.
Unless you're doing steroids and playing football.
He probably didn't know shit. He was like, Georgia, that's a country over here, and they're like, no, not that Georgia.
Could you imagine being a fucking college that's only good at one sport and you try to shit on another college that literally wins a national championship and something every fucking year? We if we win this, we'll have like 3. We got track and field. We got gymnastics.
Did you
We're
see
about
that
to
girl
have
get that
baseball.
perfect 10? Fucking
Did
gymnastics
I?
girl. She's a beast, bro.
Oh, is it a bulldog? No. Well, hey, we're good at football, yeah. You got
Yeah,
one
so
score. Shut
I'm
up.
fine with our pick. I'm waiting for trades to happen. That's all I care about
Yeah.
with my team. So it'll be cool. He'll get to play in the summer league. I'll at least watch him. I've never seen him play. I don't watch Dayton. I don't care about Dayton. So that'll be cool. All right, what else do we got?
I'm excited. Oh, I got my shout out for the night, bro. I'm not talking about him till the end. It's a dumb one. It's a seal. I think we should, instead of doing the shout out at the end of the night, it should be the seal stamp of approval. If I'm doing a dumb one. Because it's not worth a shout out. It's just a seal stamp of approval.
Well, let's do a couple of shout outs first, then before the seal stamp of approval. The Thompson twins. The Thompson twins did their thing. They were looking to be the first twins drafted in the top 10. They ended up being the first twins drafted in the top 5 as they go 4 and 5 overall, which is fucking cool. They both go to teams where they're going to have instant impact. And it's just going to be really fun, man. I'm excited to see what they can do. I'll definitely tune into their league pass a couple times and watch.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. It's going to be cool to see how they act with each other. One being in the West, one being in the East, not playing each other a lot, not really going to be able to spend time with each other, probably for the first time ever. Going to school together, going to the G League together. So we'll see how they're able to go off of each other. One's going to benefit more than the other. It's crazy going into this. Asar,
Asar,
whichever,
I think
was
that's how you say
touted
it.
as being the better one, the one who's the more NBA ready one, the one who's able to cover 2 through 5 if needed, multiple positions, all this stuff. And his brother has to hear this for the last couple months, and then he ends up getting drafted ahead of him. That was pretty funny to me when I saw that he Amin, whatever, whichever one, the AM Thompson was taken ahead of him. You had to kind of give it up for the little guy, right? Because all month, all he's been hearing about was how his twin was NBA ready, how he was able to cover multiple positions, how he was able to score on multiple positions. Doesn't matter, able to do this, able to do that. And then he's like, "Yo, what the fuck about me?" And ends up getting drafted over him. That's really cool, and I'm excited to see because we don't know personally. We don't have siblings that are that close to us, and we were both never that great at something to where me and our siblings were
Right.
having to fight with each other for limelight. Just had to fight with each other for cereal. Um, so it's going to be cool to see what they're able to do on their own. And not because you know that brotherly shit. If I'm gonna shine, you're gonna shine. And they've been on
Yeah.
the court together forever. And you see it, especially in the overtime lead. If you watch highlights of these two, the other one's either getting the rip and passing it up to them, or getting the pass and passing it to them. They're always showing love to one another. They're always trying to make each other shine. So it's going to be really cool to see what they're able to do when that 100% on the court is dedicated to themselves. I think they're both going to blossom. They're both going to oversee their projections into the NBA just because nobody really knows what they're capable of without their brother on the court with them and trying to let them eat as well. I think
For
we're going to
sure.
see some really good basketball players, some really crazy guys, and a couple of guys that could have been the 2 and 3 pick, respectively, as well. And they are one of them, or both of them, is going to be better than one of the 2 or 3s, guaranteed.
Oh
I would
yeah,
put money
for
on it.
sure. For sure. All right, so what's your silky stamp or whatever you called it?
Oh, you know where I'm going, don't you? You got to know. when you were watching that draft, there was one person that you saw, and they're like, "Yo, if Brandon Steele was ever in the draft, that'd be him."
Oh, Grady Dick.
Yes, sir. My man said this outfit is inspired by "We're not in Kansas anymore" slippers. Dorothy slippers. That's what he said.
That is
His
what he
suit
said.
was inspired. Yes, had the shoulder pads in that
Oh,
shit
because he's from
tucked up to his neck.
Kansas.
Yeah,
Fucking
we all
weirdo.
know. Yeah, we all know when I wear my collared shirts, if there's a collar on it, it's got buttons, it's going all the way to the top. That man looked like he was talking. Look, bro, the only thing I will say, my boy, I know you're going to the Toronto, but you're trying too hard to get into one of Drake's after parties. He was saying, he got to get him a jersey. He's saying, oh, he Champagne Poppy followed me on Twitter. But man, he was living his best life. And you have to think, as a white boy from Kansas, that and what he does, and
With the last name of Dick
he's
too. You know he
a
got made fun
dick.
of
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, bro. He has confidence, he has swagger, and he's made for the NBA nowadays. Like he's gonna go out there and
Oh,
put
he's
up
a
6, 7
baller. Yeah.
threes. Bro, he's gonna go out there and put 6, 7 threes up, swat a couple of fuckers jump shots, and have his nuts swanging, dapping up Drake probably right after a three. Like he is the epitome of Brandon Steele going into the NBA in 2023.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's hilarious. He's funny. He's a kid. He's enjoying it. And I wore pink shirts with lime green sweatpants. Like not
Yeah.
sweatpants, windbreaker pants. Just to be seen, just to be noticed, just so you'd hear me. And then you turn and you see me because I'm wearing a pink thing with cotton candy braces.
With your
Like it,
stupid collar popped up.
bro, he's the epitome of Brandon Steele going into the NBA. I absolutely loved to see it. It was awesome, and he's getting talked about so much today, on all the radio, ESPN, kind of making fun of him, kind of shouting him out, respecting his swagger. But he's a white boy from Kansas. He's going to Canada, and he's going to be the second leading rookie in jersey sales this year, guaranteed. He's going to make some money.
I don't
He's
know
going to
about
have
all that.
fun. Oh, you don't think so? You
Not in
don't
Canada.
think that people are going? If Toronto, no, in America, son.
No, I'm saying
Like,
people don't want Raptors jerseys. They don't care. They'll get his Kansas
there are going to
jersey.
be people getting a throwback Raptors jersey because they are the hardest jerseys
Ooh,
ever
the
made.
purple ones? Let's go. I'll do
Yes,
that.
with Dick on the back,
I'll do
and it's a
that.
certified throwback Mitchell and Ness Grady Dick jersey. I promise you, we're going to play this back next year when we look at the jersey sales. Obviously, Wemby is going to be first. Number 2 will be Grady Dick. I promise you.
All right. In the purple throwbacks. Vince Carter throwbacks.
I mean, that would be the smartest. That would
That
be the
would be.
smartest.
That's what the
Definitely.
non-Toronto
But
fans should do.
either way, bro, it's amazing. Hopefully, he makes this number 69. That'd be even better. Why not?
I think he wears number 4. I don't think he goes all that hard.
Just go all the way out there. Hey, and what he could do is make like the GD. He could make that somehow into where it looks like dick and balls.
I don't
Like
know
do
that
the
you can
G into the
customize your
D.
jerseys in the NBA.
No, like his brand. Like have his
Oh,
brand.
when he gets a
Like
shoe?
his brand. Not
Yeah.
even that. Just like you know how these kids have their hats and shit.
Yeah.
Like their shirts, they just have their brand. He could just have like the GD look like a dick and balls. Really, a Grady Dick, son. I
Still needs
got
to
part of the
call
wrong
his people.
family.
Yo, so how about a shout out to, I gotta look up his name now. Obviously he knew
Why you
that
do
he
that?
was what?
Oh, I was gonna shout out Jet Howard,
Oh,
Jawan's son.
fuck
That's cool.
Juwan Howard.
Oh, what did he do to you?
He didn't help me win a championship, that's for sure. He didn't help nobody win a championship. Anyways,
So
no, I was gonna shout out to Chris Livingston. So the last pick in the draft, you know you're not that good. Like, obviously, like I mean, obviously you're still good. You're one of the top
Well,
60 players.
hey, he's no Zach Porter, okay?
But the second round people don't get picked. They or don't show up. They're not coming to New York to do their fucking thing. Chris Livingston, the last pick of the draft by the Milwaukee Bucks, was in the room the whole fucking night. They probably told him, "Hey,
No way.
you're a second round grade." He said, "I don't fucking care. I'm there." When the last pick came out, he took his sweet ass time. He hugged everybody. He walked up. He shook Adam Silver's hand. He took an interview with Malika, whatever her name is. Not Malika Andrews. Monica McNutt
Taylor
took his
Brooks.
interview, did his thing, bro. He lived it up. He knew he wasn't going to be the best pick in the world, but he came and he said, "This is my time. I'm walking across this stage. I'm shaking." Well, actually, he didn't shake Adam Silver's. He shook Mark Titus or whoever the other guy is, the one that announces the second pick. But shook his hand, and now he's an NBA player. So that's fucking amazing, dude. Like, I don't know if I would have showed up. I know you would have because you would have needed to wear your stupid red suit. But if I would have been like, if I'm not a first round pick, like nobody's watching. When ESPN shuts off the fucking thing, like I'm not trying to get drafted during a burrito commercial. Like, but no, he showed up. He was there. He did his thing. So, do you have anything else? Otherwise, I'll go out on him.
Nah, he looks like a baller too, bro. His
Oh,
shooting splits were 43, 31, and
he,
72. He's a
yeah,
defensive specialist. He was a fucking forward and center, and he's 6'6" at Kentucky. All right. You know what that tells me? I know nothing about the guy. He's a fucking dog that can
he
shoot.
works.
His
Yep.
efficiency, 37.5 shooting as a primary defender from his opponents. He's a dog.
Yeah. So like be like Chris Livingston, man. If you don't think you're the best of the best, it don't matter. You live in your moment. You let your light shine and you don't care what all the haters say. You show up and you do you. Just like Grady Dick and Brandon Seal and Travis Kilpatrick and all these people, as
Well, dude,
always, be a stud, not a scrub.